Warzone and Raven have kind of been holding out on us. And I mean that in the sense that almost since the very beginning of Verdansk 84, there's been a part that's been teased, but isn't quite there. Today I want to take a look at an area that's been teased from the very beginning of Verdansk 84, how it's likely coming within Season 6, and what it means for the future, because we are surprisingly running out of time here for Verdansk, with Season 6 likely being the last time we'll see this map here in Warzone. So as we go along, let me know your thoughts down below. Have you thought about this area of play? Do you think that our theory here in this is correct? Whatever the case may be, feel free to let me know your thoughts down below. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all things Warzone, Vanguard, and anything COD related. We have a busy next month and a half to 2 months here, so make sure you stick it here on the channel so you don't miss a single thing. That said, let's jump right into it. Okay, so if you weren't aware, it's been, let me check my time since calculator, 189 days, or rather 6 months and 5 days since the launch of Verdansk 84 as of today. A time that, at the point we got a nuke event and we dropped into this new imagination of Verdansk set nearly 30 years in the past, coinciding with the time frame of the current title of Black Ops Cold War. Now, no matter what way you spin it, there were some big changes made to the map, but also not enough to call it a brand new map. Both sides of that coin were objectively right, with new and revamped points of interest, but also a lot of familiarity up on deck. But the one thing that eluded my understanding that still does to this day is, where the heck is that mine shaft and tunnel system that we saw all the way back since before some people were even able to jump into the new map for the first time? I want to refer firstly to the frames of the official trailer for Verdansk 84, in which we see over in the old mines section of the map a firefight and some movement inside those mines. That's been there since day zero, since before the map was even playable for some that it was teased. Now, if you fast forward through Season 3, Season 4, and now Season 5, we still have that walled off and inaccessible. But what perplexes me even further is that even in the official Call of Duty TAC map for Verdansk 84, for those that don't know, I actually do got to give huge credit here. The writing team for Call of Duty does an insane amount of in-depth stuff for things that I don't even think many people know exist, like this TAC map, but the official TAC map for the Call of Duty website details every main and even much smaller point of interest on the map, giving descriptions of what goes on and what the surrounding area is like in both practical terms for things like gunfights and getting the leg up on your enemy, but also in the sense of sometimes the world building aspect of it, dealing with the sort of lore of Verdansk. But this TAC map, if you go to these specific pages, the TAC map of Verdansk, then the section of Verdansk North, then Zone 1A, and then finally the specific section of Old Mine, you'll see what first looks like some normal descriptors, but then there are some red flags, I guess if you could call it. Firstly, reading as, the word abandoned is a precise and accurate method of describing the collection of rickety structures sitting precariously along the western edge of the highway near the first Gora tunnel by the wooden rail bridge. The mine workings include 2 dilapidated towers, 2 tiny storage sheds, a set of old storage garages, and 3 blocked mine entrances, one under a small rickety wooden path bridge. The mine interior is tantalizingly close and accessible via the Gora tunnel to the north. Now, like I said, that sounds maybe normal until you get to the part where it says the mine interior is tantalizingly close and accessible via the Gora tunnel to the north, because, well, it's not. And if you read further down these descriptors, you get a little bit about what you already know. There's 3 main entrances for the mine of the exterior of the cliffside. Those are blocked off and you can't really get anywhere. But coming back to the Gora tunnel entrance subject, it's later expanded upon by saying the trick to entering the mine itself is to ignore the 3 conduit entrances outside, but instead head north into the road tunnel and access the door shown above, marked BO. However, first you need to redact it. The door is on the west wall of the tunnel towards the exit where the mine itself is located. This leads to a small maintenance corridor and a hole into the old mine itself. That from the get-go made it seem like we'd be able to access the mine entrance with the help of something. That redacted always usually refers to something they leave out intentionally, usually referring to some sort of quest line or Easter egg or something that will be expanded upon soon, but it quite literally never was. But what gets even weirder is that there's an entire interior and has a full write-up about what to expect when inside and what to look for when it comes to opposing fire. But there's literally no way into the mine shaft or to the interior at all. So my question, I guess rhetorically, since we can't get a back and forth immediately with Raven on this, is, well, why? Why was this teased from the very beginning, then never expanded upon? As we'll talk about in a second, I would very much so expect this to be the changes made with Season 6 here for Warzone, but I can't quite understand the reasoning for writing and teasing about this as if it was playable from day one, and especially with ample opportunity to change the map in some regard since then. The only map changes that we saw really to Warzone and Verdansk 84 is Nakatomi Plaza, which wasn't initially going to be staying around, that stayed due to fan interest here with it with Season 3 Reloaded. Then we got some satellite crashes in Season 4, but like there really hasn't been a whole ton of major points of interest or any substantial changes to the map since Verdansk 84 was introduced. And with less than 2 months now until we're apparently going to the Pacific for an entire new map, it just seems odd we haven't quite seen that just yet. Now, part 2 to this discussion deals with where we likely will see this introduced here, but spoilers ahead, just know that we're getting into some leak discussion and things like that here, and just some general theory as to what can happen over the course of the next month and a half, but just be aware, spoilers ahead with this. Season 6 is next week, and we're likely going to start seeing teasers here come as of this week, and maybe a full reveal of sorts next week, next Monday or Tuesday. But if I were to guess, if this is coming at all, this sort of change to the map, these old mines, the bunkers that we still haven't seen just yet, it has to be coming this season. As we mentioned, we're going to the Pacific, we're going to a brand new map that's confirmed by Raven, and I'm honestly really ready for a brand new map, but there's just still so many unanswered questions. Narratively, I think that we'll see this serve as the sort of outpost for what Adler's been working on in Verdansk, while turned by Stitch and the rest of Perseus since Season 1 and his capture there. I feel like we'll also be getting some more explaining those red cargo container locations as well, but I think these mines may have a bit more focal point than we may initially consider, especially given that in the one image of the mines listed on that attack map, you can actually see those Nova 6 barrels and containers that we saw on Rebirth Island and the marketing for that. So it's possible that this all ties back in with the original storyline for Black Ops as well, but also one can hope that with a major expansion like this, maybe we see, like the other expansions in Warzone's past, an Easter egg of sorts, like the Subway Easter egg, the Stadium Easter egg, or the Bunker 11 Easter egg. Okay, I know you guys know that I like Easter eggs. Maybe I'm just getting too far ahead of myself, but the most obvious and telling reason I think that we'll see this come into play with Season 6 is the event leading to the introduction of the new map. Currently, in the game files, there are 7 challenges listed here, which are incredibly reminiscent of the intel missions that we had in the main year of Modern Warfare. Thanks to Hey I'm Alex, the data miner we've talked about here on the channel before, he ended up pulling these from the game files, but it looks like we're going to be tasked with finding individual items in larger areas that end up then leading to a clue as for what's coming next in Warzone. Very similar to what we saw again with those intel missions, where the narrative was expanded upon with bi-weekly missions within Warzone. Those built up to teasers then, and then the Black Ops Cold War official reveal. But for this, it seems like, given that we know Vanguard's coming, that this would then be used to debut the next Warzone map. And where I think this comes into play is in 2 challenges in particular. These challenges all pertaining to acquiring postcards from the Pacific. 2 of these have very interesting quests that are associated with them. One of which saying those who go beneath the earth in an unfamiliar location, what I believe to be the mines, and then as well, secrets from the past have been revealed recently. Go there to unlock this reward. And that's what I think is pertaining to the bunkers. But it seems like these will all be integral into finding those postcards, and so therefore need to be opened up for Season 6. But for right now, it's still a mystery. We will probably get this confirmed or denied again within the next week or so, but very interested to see what this leads to and how much of this is actually playable. But still, very curious that since day 0, we still haven't seen anything here in regards to this. But that said, before we call it all though, make sure to check out my friends over at Gamer Advantage if you guys want to protect your eye health or learn more. Link in the description below, and code Espresso can get you 10% off your entire order. But let me know your thoughts down below. Are you guys looking forward to, and do you think that old mines, the inside, the interior of the mine shafts will become playable? Do you think these bunkers will open up? Whatever the case may be, feel free to let me know your thoughts down below. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Warzone, Vanguard, anything COD related. We got you covered here on the channel. And also, if you guys want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, those are the best places to chat with me outside of YouTube. I practically live on both those. If you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever the case may be, that link's down there in the description below. That said, thanks so much for watching. My name has been Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.